Jenna Ortega may have just confirmed what fans have been speculating for over a year, that she and Emma Myers are way more than just friends. And trust me, the internet is in full meltdown mode right now. From press tour whispers to viral live streams, every little detail between Jenna and Emma has been dissected by fans. But this time, Jenna's own words have taken the conversation to a whole new level. I've been looking through clips and interviews for hours to piece this together, so if you enjoy deep dives like this, make sure to subscribe. It really helps a lot. But back to Jenna and Emma, because what just happened might be the closest thing we've ever gotten to confirmation. Before the whirlwind of edits, live streams, and trending hashtags, Jenna Ortega and Emma Myers had a very different start. Their first real interaction wasn't even on set. It was during a Zoom chemistry read. For Emma, who was brand new to the scene, the pressure was intense. She's admitted in interviews that she was so nervous she accidentally cut Jenna off mid-sentence, stumbled through her lines, and left the call convinced she'd just ruined her shot. Emma later confessed that she even cried afterward, thinking her career had slipped away before it really began. But here's the twist. Jenna didn't see it as a disaster at all. In fact, Jenna admitted she could tell Emma was nervous, and instead of being annoyed, she felt protective of her. Those were Jenna's words. "I wanted to protect her." For fans, that moment planted the first seed. From day one, Jenna wasn't treating Emma like just another co-star. There was something different about the way she responded, something warmer, deeper, and more personal. But what happened once the two of them were thrown into 8 months of filming in Romania would change everything. When the cast of Wednesday flew out to Romania, it wasn't just another filming location. For 8 long months, they were isolated from their families, their routines, and the comfort of home. Naturally, the cast got close, but insiders say Jenna and Emma created their own little world within the group. They weren't just casual friends on set. They had inside jokes, private conversations, and a rhythm that only the two of them seemed to understand. But the detail that really set fans off came straight from Jenna herself. She revealed that every single morning in Romania, she made it a ritual to send Emma a voice memo. Not just a quick good morning text, full audio messages, sometimes even songs, just to remind Emma how wonderful she was. And here's the part that made people stop and pay attention. Jenna admitted, "I've never had that urge for anyone else." Think about that. In an industry where co-stars usually keep it professional, Jenna was going out of her way every single day to make Emma feel valued. Fans didn't see that as normal co-star behavior. They saw it as devotion. Whether you call it friendship or something more, daily affirmations and morning songs are not your average Hollywood routine. But the real frenzy didn't begin until the press tour, where every hug, glance, and whisper between them became impossible to ignore. When Wednesday finally dropped on Netflix, the cast launched into a global press tour. And that's where the Gemma fandom exploded. Every stop added fuel to the fire, and Jenna and Emma's chemistry wasn't something fans could just overlook. In Paris, Jenna pulled Emma into a slow side hug during an interview. It wasn't one of those quick, polite gestures. It lingered. In London, Emma cracked a joke, and Jenna's laugh came with a hand on Emma's shoulder that stayed there just a little too long. Then came the group photos. Time after time, Jenna's arm slipped naturally to Emma's waist, leaning into her space like it was second nature. But the moment that sent the internet spiraling was the infamous whisper clip. During a press event, Emma leaned in close, whispered something into Jenna's ear, and Jenna's entire face lit up with a massive smile. Her hand never left Emma's arm, and fans turned that single second into thousands of edits with captions like, "The way she looks at her, and she's gone." Even the cast seemed in on it. Percy Hines-White smirked when a fan asked about Jenna and Emma, and Jenna instantly shot him a warning look, like she was saying, "Don't you dare." Hunter Duhan tried to play it off, joking that fans ship everyone, but when it came to Jenna and Emma, the whole group just laughed and dodged the question. For fans, these weren't coincidences, they were confirmations.
But behind the cameras, there was even more evidence, footage in stories that made their bond look less like PR and more like something real. The press tour moments were enough to keep fans buzzing, but what really pushed the Gemma theories over the edge were the clips and stories that weren't polished for cameras. Behind-the-scenes footage painted a picture that fans said was impossible to fake. During filming, Jenna was caught on blooper reels stumbling over lines, not because she forgot them, but because Emma was off camera making her laugh. At the wrap party, they were seen dancing together, completely tuned out from everyone else, moving like they were in their own little bubble. And then came the paparazzi-style snapshots. Jenna and Emma sitting on a curb outside the studio, sharing snacks, Emma resting her head on Jenna's shoulder. That didn't feel like PR, it felt like comfort. One crew member even admitted in passing that their connection was different, saying it was like they had their own private language on set. Fans grabbed onto that, claiming it was proof that what they had wasn't just standard co-star closeness. Piece by piece, these off-camera moments built the foundation for what came next, because it wasn't just fans speculating anymore. Jenna herself started saying things in interviews that made people believe the rumors were true. And when Jenna finally spoke about Emma in her own words, fans called it the smoking gun. For months, fans relied on body language, edits, and subtle interactions to build their case. But then, Jenna spoke, and everything changed. On the Armchair Expert podcast, she dropped words that sounded less like casual co-star talk and more like an open confession. She said, "I don't think I've ever been so protective of someone. I think about her all the time. I only ever want to make sure she's okay and good." Let that sink in. That's not the kind of thing you usually say about someone you just work with. It's raw, it's personal, and it's filled with emotion. Within hours, fans flooded Twitter calling it the smoking gun. Memes, edits, and viral threads spread across every platform, with people writing things like, "She's talking about Emma. That's not friendship, that's love." And Jenna didn't stop there. She doubled down, admitting she sends Emma voice memos every morning just to remind her how wonderful she is. To fans, this wasn't Hollywood PR talk. It was devotion, plain and simple. That's why people started saying Jenna had basically confirmed the relationship without ever using the word dating. But for over a year, Emma stayed silent until she finally broke her silence in a way that shocked everyone. For the longest time, fans only had Jenna's words, while Emma stayed quiet. She never denied the rumors, but she never fed into them either, until recently. And when she finally spoke, it felt like the first real acknowledgement. In an interview, Emma opened up about her bond with Jenna. She didn't dodge, laugh, or brush it off like most celebrities do. Instead, she admitted their connection makes acting together natural, easy, and built on trust. It wasn't just a surface-level compliment. It sounded like something deeper. Fans immediately felt validated. But what really lit the internet on fire was Emma's live stream. When fans spammed the chat asking if she was dating Jenna, she paused, smiled, and said, "Jenna and we have something really special. It's hard to put into words, but she gets me in a way that's rare." That line alone sent TikTok into chaos. Edits, breakdowns, and Twitter threads exploded. But then came the kicker. A notification popped up on Emma's phone mid-stream, just long enough for viewers to catch the contact name, J. Screenshots spread like wildfire, and suddenly, people were convinced it was Jenna. To the Gemma fandom, this wasn't just speculation anymore. Between Jenna's confessions and Emma's careful but emotional words, the pieces started fitting together in a way that felt undeniable. And from there, the fandom went full detective mode, turning every detail into a case file that made the rumors impossible to ignore. Once Emma broke her silence, fans went into full-on detective mode. Twitter threads turned into essays, TikTok edits became timelines, and entire Google Docs popped up cataloging every single moment between Jenna and Emma. People weren't just shipping them anymore, they were building case studies. Fans pointed out that Jenna instantly shuts down male dating rumors. When Percy Hines-White was mentioned, we're just colleagues. When other names surfaced, just friends. But when it came to Emma, Jenna has never once used the word just. Instead, she calls their bond special, rare, different. To fans, that subtle shift in language wasn't an accident, it was a signal. Emma's tweets seemed to line up too. Right after Jenna's podcast confession, Emma tweeted, "Grateful for protective hearts." After her livestream moment, she wrote, "Some connections change everything." The timing was almost too perfect. And then came the double standard argument. Fans argued that if Jenna had said those exact words about a male co-star, sending him morning voice memos, calling him rare, saying she thinks about him all the time, tabloids would have already stamped it as a confirmed relationship. The only reason people still doubted was because Emma was on the other end. The fandom's obsession grew so massive that it wasn't just casual shipping anymore, it felt like a movement, fueled by people who believed they were uncovering something genuine in an industry full of staged PR stories. And with Wednesday Season 2 right around the corner, fans are convinced Netflix itself is about to lean into this bond in a way that could change everything. What makes the Jenna and Emma story so magnetic isn't just the whispers or the edits, it's the bigger picture. In Hollywood, so many relationships feel manufactured, designed by PR teams to generate headlines. But this feels different. Crew members who worked on Wednesday have hinted that their bond stood out. One even said, "I've seen plenty of co-star friendships, but this was different. They had their own world." That kind of closeness usually fades when filming wraps. But for Jenna and Emma, it only seems to be growing stronger. And with Wednesday Season 2 on the horizon, fans know every single scene between Enid and Wednesday is going to be dissected frame by frame. The stoic and sunshine dynamic that worked so well on screen now has a real-world layer of speculation behind it. Some even believe Netflix will lean into it, whether consciously or not, because the Gemma fandom is one of the most powerful forces keeping the show trending. At the same time, others argue the story reveals a double standard in how celebrity bonds are viewed. When a male and female co-star share close moments, the world rushes to label it as romance. But when two women show the same affection, it gets brushed off as just friendship. That's why Jenna's emotional words and Emma's careful responses feel so groundbreaking. They don't fit the script Hollywood usually follows. Whether fans call it friendship or romance, one thing is clear: their bond is authentic. And in an industry full of smoke and mirrors, authenticity is rare and powerful. But here's the real question. Did Jenna Ortega just officially confirm the relationship, or are fans still reading between the lines? After all the interviews, live streams, voice memos, and subtle slips, one thing is certain. Jenna Ortega has never spoken about anyone else the way she speaks about Emma Myers. And now that Emma has finally opened up, even if only in hints, fans believe this might be the closest thing we've ever gotten to confirmation. Of course, not everyone agrees. Some argue it's just deep friendship, others insist it's romance, but either way, their connection feels genuine. And that's exactly why the internet can't let it go. In a world full of staged PR couples and fake headlines, Jenna and Emma's bond stands out as something real, and fans are desperate to protect it just as much as Jenna is. So now the question is yours. Did Jenna Ortega just officially confirm her relationship with Emma Myers, or are fans still piecing together their own narrative? Let me know your theories in the comments below. I'll be reading through all of them. And if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking with me. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next update, because trust me, this story is only getting bigger.